O vídeo de hoje é sobre o evento permanente do Beco Aurum e, bom, eu sei que esse vídeo demorou mocota pra sair, mas lá no final do vídeo eu explico basicamente o que aconteceu de lá até agora, mas, bom, é isso, né? Deixa o like, se inscreva no canal e aproveite o vídeo. Oi moça, e aí? O que tens pra mim? Sim, tô indo sim.
A new arrival like you should get a tour guide.
Opa, vai ser minha guia? Parece justo.
Uh-huh. As a renowned doctor, I regularly go out for street food. After I'm done treating my patients, that is. Anyway, basically, I'm an expert on all the culinary delights the Shenzhou has to offer. So, hire me as your tour guide already. I won't charge anything for my services. Except for food, of
Cobrar uma
course.
comidinha, nham, nham. Vamos lá, né?
If you get into medical trouble, gastrointestinal discomfort, sprained ankle, yada yada, you'll have a professional doctor right by your side. That's a 2-in-1 deal.
Que comece o rolê gourmet. Vamos lá.
Yay!
Tô um pouco com expectativa pra ver como é que isso aqui vai funcionar. O evento do museu, ele até que foi legal, mas eu senti que foi um pouquinhozinho arrastado, sabe? Foi muito, anda pra cá, anda pra lá.
Do you want the snacks to sell out?
Espero que seja um pouquinho mais legal, pelo menos. O museu foi meio... O museu foi legal, mas ainda assim, eu senti que faltou alguma coisa naquele evento.
We've reached our destination, Aurum Alley. Of course, the main feature of this tour is the endless selection of tasty delicacies. The folk dishes at Spices Supreme are a must-try. This is the only place on the Lawful you can find them. So, now that we're here...
O que você recomenda?
Recommend? I think you mean I'd like to treat you to some Shenzhou delicacies. Let's start with the snack stands. You can browse around for a bit. I'll go find us a seat while you make up your mind.
A mina tá querendo me extorquir, velho.
Deixa de ser safada.
Fale com os clientes e pegue recomendações.
Do these people know nothing about the value of brand exposure? That's marketing 101.
O que tem de bom pra comer aqui, meu nobre?
Well, I can help you with that. I'm known around here as the Forager. I venture into all manner of culinary establishments to taste test their food. The seller at this food stall won't let me do any taste testing because I'm not a paying customer. Well, if they don't want free publicity, that's their loss.
Mas, bom, você tem alguma recomendação aí?
With my discriminating taste as your guide, you'll never go wrong. Give the berry pheasant skewers or sun lotus cake a try.
Tá, o espetinho de fazão ou o bolo? Ok.
This travel guide needs an update.
Licença.
Oh, you want to know which snack stalls I recommend around here?
Oh, exato.
Well, you've come to the right person. It's my first time here too, but I've tried everything. There's a lot of things here that I've never even heard of. I was kind of scared to try them.
Tem alguma coisa boa?
I'd recommend the tusk, perhaps. They're very similar to cake rolls, but the hawker said they're made from something called, well, tuskper.
Pantapi.
What do you suppose that is?
Não sei o que é não.
I'll admit I was hesitant to try it at first, but once I worked up the courage and took a bite, oh, it turned out to be just another delicious snack. Very unique taste, crispy, melt-in-the-mouth type texture too. You know, the flavor kind of reminded me a lot of stuff I'd eaten before, but I couldn't put my finger on anything. That's the magic of tuskper, I guess.
Same great taste.
Licença.
Oh, interested in the food? In Aurum Alley, there's no such thing as a bad food stall. Just close your eyes and pick one at random. My name's Xiaohan. I'm originally from Aurum Alley, but this is my first visit in a long time. When I was away, I'd stay up at night reminiscing about the flavors and aromas of this place.
Tem alguma recomendação?
Are you feeling adventurous or cautious?
Acho que diferentona.
If you're really feeling adventurous, you could try some mung bean soda.
O refrigerante de feijão voltou.
I describe the taste as unique.
Onde foi que eu
And
já
a
ouvi
little
isso,
sour.
hein? Refrigerante de feijão.
It's best to drink it in big gulps.
Será que
and
isso é
let it
bom
fizzle in your
mesmo?
stomach. That's a great feeling.
Oh, a visitor from afar. May I ask you a question? Do you like Aurum Alley?
Moça, eu acabei de chegar, então... é a minha primeira vez aqui, então não sei.
Then I'll have to make sure your first visit here is a good one. I hope you don't mind me prattling on, but since you're an outworlder, are you familiar with the IPC? Do you know if it has a good reputation?
A CPI? Olha, cara, pior que eu não sei. Acho que não teve tantas informações. Pelo menos eu não procurei tantas informações sobre a CPI até o momento. Então eu acho que, sei lá.
Findy. I've never heard of that before. Anyway, sounds like you know as much about them as I do.
Ah, não sei nada,
I can't
moça.
just leave you here empty-handed. Take a look at the menu. Order whatever you want. It's on that.
Tá, o que eu posso pedir? Um espetinho, vai.
Alrighty.
Dê o lanche que você comprou pra Bailu. Ué. Vai comprar, oxe.
Is there anything good?
Pode pegar.
Fantastic!
Oh,
Hey, how did you know my favorite food?
eu chutei.
Great, but it looks like you only brought enough for one person. What am I supposed to do?
Ué, agora você paga pra mim. Ué. Bom, a dona... Ah, pode ficar, vai.
All right, if you say so.
Ah, it's the Dragon Lady. Here, I'll get you another serving. No need to be shy.
Oh, vai dar mais um? Aí sim, hein?
Thank you, Auntie.
Eliminar os montes de cliente comendo, o tempo voa sem você perceber. Tá. Quando você recobra os sentidos, você se vê em meio à atmosfera do mercado. Mercado noturno.
I'm so full of snacks I can hardly move. I haven't even gotten around to business yet. I wanted to stop by Elegance Pagoda to buy some medicine jars while I'm out.
Pagode da elegância. Deixa acontecer naturalmente. É isso que eu tô curioso.
What's going on at the dock?
Some of the dock workers got into an argument with the IPC folks.
Oh, mas... Só porque eu falei, eles apareceram.
Watch your words. No need to be aggressive here.
How about we go see what's happening at the dock?
Ah, Sushang ali, ó. Parece divertido.
When did you decide to show up, little Miss Feisty? How is this any of your business?
Ia lá?
As a Cloud Knight, I can't just sit back and do nothing when I see civil unrest. And for your information, my name isn't Little Miss Feisty. It's Sushan.
Ah, os caras da CPI já estão arrumando briga, velho. Qual foi?
Please, miss, allow Aurum Alley Merchant Guild to take care of this matter.
You're from the Merchant Guild?
What a joke! You people can't take care of anything! Everyone here knows that our Room Alley Merchant Guild is as incompetent as it is dysfunctional. The lease for the docks isn't even paid yet. Anyone, I'll tell you, the Merchant Guilds!
I'm not denying that.
Then say it out loud so everyone can hear. Our Room Alley Merchant Guild apologizes to every vendor here for defaulting on the lease and leaving us to pick up the mess. Better yet, get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness.
Ué? Caraca, eu não sabia que os caras da CPI eram tão escroto assim. Que isso, cara, do nada. Aí depois veio a Topaz provando que o quanto que eu gosto da CPI atualmente.
Gado demais!
Maluco nojento.
I agree.
E aí, como é que vai rolar?
Completely unreasonable.
Eu vou descer a porrada neles ou algo do tipo?
Why can't we talk this over?
I'm not being unreasonable. I'm making a friendly inquiry. When will the IPC receive its lease payments?
I'm afraid we can't pay at the moment.
We leased this whole dock to your merchant guild, hoping that it would rejuvenate our Room Alley. And look at it now. A perfectly good freight dock has gone to waste.
They said at the moment. That doesn't mean they'll never make the payments, right?
Olha, isso aí é justamente como o caloteiro diria, hein? Não vem com esse papinho aí não, moça.
Don't be so gullible. How about we make a little bet? If the Merchant Guild can pay back the money it owes, I'll get down on my knees and apologize to all the people of Aurum Alley.
Do nada o cara meteu uma aposta, oxi.
I'll shout it loud and clear. I'm a raving idiot howling into the wind. And then I'll bark like a dog. How does that sound?
Ia lá, mano. Oxi.
Okay. And if they can't?
Oh, that's simple. You apologize to me in front of all the people of Aurum Alley, and you bark like a dog.
Não vou falar nada.
What should she do?
Deal.
You all heard that, right? I'll be waiting for you. Come on, let's get out of here.
Miss, there's no reason for you to take such a bet. We're the ones who dragged you into this.
It's okay. Seeing that arrogant sneer on his face made me sick to my stomach. I had to do something.
We appreciate you sticking up for us. But this...
Defendendo o que é certo, o máximo respeito, cara.
Now that I think about it, if I lose the bet, it'll reflect badly on the Cloud Knights. But you can't give in to bullies.
Se perder a aposta, você tá ferrada, né, moça?
My name is Ming-Shi. I'm the secretary of Aurum Alley Merchant Guild. Most people just call me Miss Secretary. This leasing dispute is between the IPC and the Merchant Guild. You shouldn't have been dragged into it.
Acho que é pouco tarde pra falar isso.
Sure is. I've already started placing bets.
So, is it true that the Merchant Guild can't pay back the lease?
Miss Secretary, just tell it like it is.
A musiquinha desse lugar é tão relaxante, velho. Esse... Tá mó legal.
As things stand now, the Merchant Guild is in no position to pay back the lease.
Os negócios não estão indo bem?
The food hawkers are thriving, but dock operations and other businesses are stretched to the breaking point.
Essa doca foi alugada?
Yes, the entire port. Now we owe the IPC an arm and a leg.
Tá, e o que a gente pode fazer para melhorar os lucros do lugar?
If we make the businesses more profitable, then maybe we have a chance of paying back the IPC.
If we cut costs and tap into new revenue streams, we can turn things around. A lot of vendors in Aurum Alley don't want anything to do with the dock, though, so it may be hard to find new sources of revenue.
What about cutting costs?
Cutting costs means reducing expenses. As you can see, the dock isn't even fully utilized, and the workers, well...
Hey, don't get any funny ideas about laying people off.
Miss Secretary is just helping us think of ideas. But if you ask me, I think our ordering system is rather inefficient. I'm sure we could reduce our costs if we found a way to improve it.
Ok. Eu posso tentar?
I didn't realize you were such an entrepreneur.
Olha, eu cuidei de um museu e um planeta gelado, então eu acho que eu tenho jeito pra isso.
Even the president hasn't been able to solve anything. Is this short lifer really up to the job? At this point, I guess we've got nothing to lose.
Esse tutorial aqui ele é bem simples porque é só você colocar os vasos nos lugares ali. Mas conforme vai surgindo mais entregas e a gente vai avançando mais ainda nesse vídeo, vocês vão vendo também que não só depende dos objetos e o lucro que você vai gerar, também vai depender da forma como você encaixar essas coisas dentro na hora de fazer a entrega. Então, a dificuldade vai aumentando um pouquinho, mas não é nada muito problemático não. Tá, entrega concluída. Ganhei 11 mil e uns 300. Ok.
This will certainly save us on shipping costs.
Isn't this a little unsafe?
Don't worry. Our motto is safety first.
Então você nunca pensou nisso antes?
Hey, what's gotten into you?
Impressive, but if you ask me, inventory efficiency isn't enough to save us. If Heron Express doesn't deliver the goods, then they're just gonna sit around collecting dust.
I see your point. If you have the time, could you accompany me to Heron Express's Aurum Alley branch office?
Posso?
Of course. It's just... I'm better with brawn than brains.
Vou acabar virando profissional. Vamos lá, né?
Mr. Yongfeng?
Wanfun.
Why, it's Miss
Nossa.
Secretary. And who do we have here?
I'm Sushang of the Cloud Knights. I think you already know the little girl with horns on her head. And this is...
Eu sou eu.
Good to meet you all. Miss Secretary, I heard you made a bet with the IPC. And if you lose, you have to bark like a dog?
Ai, que aposta
The
ridícula.
word got out pretty quickly, huh?
Those Outworlders from the IPC are the worst. How did you get bogged down with them?
Foi essa belíssima moça aqui que fez a aposta.
That's right. No one else in Aurum Alley needs to worry. It's all on me.
We made our inventory more efficient. But the dock workers said we still need a way to distribute the goods. I was wondering if Heron Express would be interested?
Those dock workers don't want to take responsibility. And I'm afraid it's not our responsibility either.
Then who should we blame? The IPC?
The IPC said that they would handle operations at Aurum Alley and promised to give subsidies to the vendors. I suspect they secretly told all the vendors not to use the dock for logistics.
Faz sentido. Mas isso não explica porque tem poucos pedidos.
That's a good point. If we can't pay back the rent, the financial damages will be manageable, but the reputational damage will be irreparable. If the Merchant Guild loses everyone's trust, it'll become an empty shell of its former self. And without the Merchant Guild, the IPC will have no competitors in Aurum Alley's business district.
The IPC wants to turn this place into a big logistics warehouse. By then, the food hawkers and used goods stores will have to move away.
So no more Aurum Alley?
Correct. The physical space will still exist, but the Aurum Alley we all know, its fragrances, its bustling tourists, will be nothing more than a memory.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What are we gonna do about the matter at hand?
On the logistics side, we can reduce costs by making sure the delivery routes are planned efficiently. Mr. Yongfeng, please allow our friend to try his hand at it. He has some skills that could prove useful in this area.
Opa, logística é minha área. Eu vou entregar os resultados para uma rota de sucesso.
Vai tomar no c... essa piada aqui não.
Mas não vou meter essa não, deixa quieto. Nesse minigame aqui você tem que traçar a linha de entrega de onde o pássaro vai sair ali da loja para chegar até o cais ali e despachar as mercadorias. Então basicamente você precisa pegar e fazer isso na menor quantidade de pontos possível, porque quando você vai arrastando ali a linha o número vai diminuindo. Também vai ter alguns pontos meio que espalhados nessa trajetória toda aí para fazer com que esse número não diminua tanto assim. Então nesse minigame aqui realmente tem que pensar bastante se você quiser fazer o negócio 100% completo, né?
With these routes in place, logistics costs will be reduced significantly.
I knew it! You're the heroes who can help us revitalize Aurum Alley.
Now can you tell us what really happened to Aurum Alley?
Well, Aurum Alley was originally the busiest night market in Exalting Sanctum. In days past, this alley, famed for its food and commerce, was brimming with arumatons collecting goods for their masters. But that prosperity has long since passed. Restrictions were placed on civilian arumatons, and new commercial centers began to spring up. It was like being on a gentle downhill slope. Everyone knew things were changing. When the Lawfu was moored for maintenance and trade with the IPC increased, a new threat emerged for the Merchant Guild. The IPC's announcement of a bid for the development of Aurum Alley. Their promises were visible, tangible, and extremely aggressive. When the gentle downhill slope suddenly became the edge of a cliff, no one could pretend to ignore it anymore. Both the Merchant Guild and Aurum Alley itself were in jeopardy.
Então, resumindo, quando a situação começou a ficar ruim, a CPI já, opa, quero negócio pra mim. Entendi.
Therefore, on behalf of the Merchant Guild, I would like to formally extend an invitation to you all to serve as business advisors in the plan to save Aurum Alley.
Beleza, eu posso ajudar.
Excellent. Why don't you talk it over with everyone first?
I really hope you can help out.
Ah, beleza,
I'm
né?
not worried about
Tá de boa.
that. I just want to help save Aurum Alley. My home, the Xianzhou Yaoqing, had much closer ties with the IPC. Initially, people thought they were just engaging in a little interstellar investment, but over time, things changed. Gradually, the Yaoqing's younger generations began to enjoy the immersion produced by the IPC's entertainment division. Once they started wearing IPC clothing lines, you could hardly tell if they were Xianzhou locals or IPC employees. After their coming-of-age ceremonies, a lot of them aspired to join the IPC. To make it big, the architecture across the whole delve began to change. The graceful flying eaves I saw as a child became fewer and fewer, and the glazed tiles and fallow earth bricks gradually disappeared. Sleek, monolithic IPC buildings started sprouting up everywhere. Many of the Yaoqing locals older than 500, like my mother, will say the Yaoqing has changed. But they're not sure whether this change is leading to a better future, or if it's allowing short-life species to dictate their way of life. It's making everyone anxious.
Ué, cadê o áudio? Bugou o áudio. Quando vi a Ming X sendo intimada pelo cara da CPI, eu senti a mesma aflição. Ela viveu muito mais vidas do que aquele babaca, mas por algum motivo ela não sabe lidar com ele direito.
If our opponents were martial arts types, I could hold my own against them. But Aurum Alley's problems aren't something we can fight off with a sword. I want to help the Merchant Guild. I want to help everyone at Aurum Alley. Please, help me help them.
E aí, o que você acha, moça?
I only came here for the food. I didn't expect to get tangled up in all this dock leasing stuff.
A gente só veio aqui pra comer e do nada, ajude a gente a salvar esse lugar, não sei o que.
Por favor, me ajuda.
Still, if you're willing to give it a shot, maybe Aurum Alley doesn't have to disappear.
Beleza.
I knew you'd help us. A truly reliable friend.
Por amigo você quer dizer refeição grátis.
Hey!
Cada vez mais eu tô começando a gostar da Bailu.
Will you become a business advisor for Aurum Alley?
Yes.
Great. I still haven't discussed any of this with the president. Let's go pay them a visit.
Colaboração com comerciante estabelecida. Novas mercadorias foram transportadas para a doca. Já vou ver isso.
Miss Lian Yan, please tell the president that I have someone who can help
não,
us with
presidente
the
é outra
leasing
pessoa.
situation at the dock, and also bring Aurum Alley back to its former glory.
Oi, eu sou eu.
I'll go ask the president's opinion on the matter. Please wait a moment. Okay. The president trusts Miss Secretary's judgment, but the applicant still needs to pass a test. You must integrate Oldie's Depot into the logistics plan.
Depósito de antiguidade? Ok, não se anima muito não, hein? Um detalhe que eu esqueci de dizer lá no primeiro tutorial é que basicamente essas lojas que a gente vai firmando contratos são esses pontos onde ajudam a gente a não ter uma diminuição tão grande nesses números na hora de traçar a rota. E elas também liberam novas mercadorias para a hora de empacotar e entregar lá com as canoas lá do Shanzhou.
The president acknowledges your expertise and agrees to confer management responsibilities accordingly. Aurum Alley Merchant Guild would like to issue a formal request. Please help us emerge from this crisis and revitalize Aurum Alley.
Não precisa fazer parecer tão formal.
Now that that's settled, please come see me at the dock when you have time. You'll be able to help the dock workers do the inventory and help Heron Express with logistics planning. I keep tabs on all the goings-on in Aurum Alley, including rumors and the latest gossip. If we can solve some of the problems in the community, it could help in rejuvenating Aurum Alley.
Ok, então o evento é basicamente... vamos resolver o negócio da logística de entrega lá das naves e das garças. Aí se surgir alguma briga ou outra, tem que resolver, beleza.
It involves helping people in need. Count me in too.
Anytime you need anything, come find me. The important thing right now is to generate enough revenue before the payment due date. I'll be off to the dock then. Stop by anytime.
Tá, vamos falar com a moça lá na doca, né? Voltar pra lá. Esse é o objetivo da renda. Esses são os fundos atuais. E ainda falta muito para atingir a meta. Não se desanime, continue organizando e tal. Ah, então tem como colocar um em cima do outro. Legal. Legal, entendi. Use sabiamente os espaços para fazer várias combinações, né? Ok. Ah, nice. Eu não entendi por que não tá indo os vasos. Ah, é outro vaso. Nossa, que idiota. Eu tava clicando aqui. Tá, mais um pedido. São 3 desse. 2 dessa. Um tapete e a flor. Vambora. Opa. Você pode ganhar ainda mais fundos. Tem certeza que deseja continuar enviando? Tá tudo certo, né? Então, ok. A tia alta da barraca de comida está preocupada que seus clientes regulares não estão sendo atendidos adequadamente. Ok. Índice das lojas. Aqui está o registro da todas as lojas do Beco. Colabore com elas para receber certificados de prosperidade. Aqui as recompensas, né? Conclua 5 pedidos gerais. E no benefícios da guilda já posso pegar 2 níveis de prosperidade. Beleza. Tá. Meu objetivo agora é ajudar a chegar nos 100 mil. Deixa eu ir lá na barraca de comida pra ver a situação primeiro, né? Aí eu já volto pra continuar. Pra evitar que a gente fique perdendo muito tempo com história desnecessária, né? Que é envolvendo cada uma dessas barracas e ajudar eles a... depois eles fazerem parte da nossa causa, que não sei o que. Eu vou cortar isso do vídeo porque, sinceramente, mano... Eu li só os diálogos dessa barraquinha de comida aí e eu vi que já não tem áudio. Eu falei, pô, eu não vou fazer isso pra cada uma das lojas, né? Aí meio que eu desisti no meio do processo. Mas é isso. Tá, consegui convencer, agora vamos arrumar aqui a barraca de comida do negócio, né? Será que eu teria que dar a volta, né, por aqui? Não sei, de verdade. Vai dar 37 de qualquer jeito, né? Vamos lá, vai. Tá, estabeleça a relação com a barraca de comida. E vamos lá, né? Mais 4 pedidos. Ah, então eu posso combinar. Eu achei que eu precisava só colocar coisas específicas aqui, mas eu posso juntar também. Entendi. Tá, aí foi, né? Coloquei o tapete, as cadeiras, mais umas caixas embaixo. Pedido personalizado da Garça Expressa. Preciso de outro favor. Recentemente, o Anfeng da Garça Expressa sugeriu que a gente começasse a fazer pedidos personalizados. Quando começamos a oferecer pedidos personalizados, nossos clientes vão ver como somos bons, ganhando mais ainda confiança na guilda. Isso significa que eles ficam mais propensos a trabalhar com a gente. E é basicamente isso que vai ser resumindo o evento. A gente vai fazendo aquelas rotas das lojas, vamos empacotar a mercadoria específica ou essa de negócio de dinheiro. E o evento até que é bem simples, mas focado para uma parte de história, né? Então é isso que a gente vai focar aqui durante esse vídeo. Meu objetivo agora é pegar 100 mil de renda de objeto. Deixa eu tentar fazer isso aqui rapidão, vai. Eu tô com 85 mil, então acho que não vai demorar muito. Então vamos correr aqui para finalizar o evento ainda hoje. Senão ferrou.
Alguns momentos depois.
I have something to tell you. We achieved our revenue goal for this quarter. This is all thanks to you two.
Imagina,
the
moça.
Merchant Guild promises that we will use the money where it is meant to be spent. The funds will be used for the overall repair and upgrade of the dock, which means we won't be able to use the dock's shipping logistics for a while.
Ok. Por um tempo. Carta de apreciação. Tá, isso aqui é basicamente o que ela falou, né? Ah, a gente atingiu a meta. Vamos pegar esse dinheiro pra pagar a dívida, não sei o que.
In order to reward you and
preciso rushar esse evento.
The Merchant Guild
não quero perder essa changa de graça.
Gourmet snacks from Tall Auntie, so you can rest for a bit and prepare for the revival of Aurum Alley.
Vá até a barraca de comida e pegue os lanches. Pega um lanchito.
The secretary asked me to prepare some refreshments for you earlier. Make yourselves comfortable. I'll bring them out shortly.
Tá. Opa, mensagem. Você ainda lembra de quando se encontrou com os representantes da CPI? Lembro. Isso, aquele babaca. Ouvi dizer que tiveram uns casos de mercadorias que foram danificadas durante os transportes nos últimos dias. Ele é o sabotador? É ele mesmo, a gente pegou ele tá aqui na doca. Beleza, já tô chegando. Olha só que canalha, né? Vem, faz uma declaração tendenciosa igual aquela outra no outro dia. Aí do nada, sou eu que tô abordando seus negócios, seus trouxa. Porque a gente pegou ele, né? Vamos ver o que semelhante tem a dizer.
Everyone is asking this IPC goon for an explanation.
Imbecil da CPI.
Calling someone an IPC goon isn't very becoming of a Cloud Knight now, is it? I'm not here today as a representative of the IPC. I'm just a tourist. You could just call me Scott.
Tá bom, olá, imbecil. Olá.
You see, this gentleman understands etiquette. Can a man come here to deliver a package without being surrounded?
Se ele falou que não é da CPI, eu acredito, né? Fonte confia.
There's something wrong with the stuff this guy is shipping. It's causing damage to other people's goods, and our dock here is liable for the compensation.
Quer se explicar?
Speak louder. I can't quite hear you. Is this how you treat guests in Aurum Alley?
Let's open that package right here, right now. Then we'll see what he's hiding.
I'd be careful if I were you. If you damage my goods, you'll have to pay for them.
Cala a boca, sai da frente, vai. A gente paga aí se tiver um negócio. Sobe essa bagaça aí, vai.
Did I hear that right? He said he can afford to pay.
No need to make this difficult. Let's open it.
Achei que eu tava escolhendo o diálogo certo, não.
Let's check and see if there's anything suspicious.
Não tem nada suspeito, né? Olha essa bosta aqui. Esta merda desse vaso aqui. Tem certeza que isso aqui não é suspeito, não, seu corno? Sapo a olha nuvem. Considerado o tanto de engenhos hostis que você encontrou, esse é estranhamente silencioso. Você sente uma intenção maliciosa crescendo no ar. A luta é iminente. Como esperado, o sapo ganha vida. Não se trata de uma grande ameaça, mas os clamores silenciosos das frágeis mercadorias próximas são barulhentos demais para serem ignorados. Não, mas não tem nada suspeito, né? Me explica isso aqui então, vai.
Não. You tampered with this ingenium so that it caused damage to other goods on the freight skiff.
Speak louder. I can't quite hear you.
Você não vai admitir mesmo? Na moral.
Conclusive evidence. Deny? Here, look carefully. This old piece of junk doesn't even belong to me.
What?
If you don't believe me, just ask the dock workers.
If I may, he's telling the truth. This golden cloud toad does not belong to Mr. Scott.
Then why was the toad here in the first place?
That's your problem, not mine. Now, let me ask you a question. My vase was almost smashed to pieces. What do you say about that?
Quase a palavra-chave, né?
Oh, you wanted it to be broken? After making a big scene like that, don't you owe me an apology?
I guess we do.
Well, are you going to apologize or not?
Sorry, sir.
For this kind of barbarity, a single apology won't ever be enough. Just think of this as a practice round for later.
É cara chato, velho. Não fica assim não.
If it were you, you wouldn't have fallen for his trap.
Sorry, I should have stepped in.
My mother always told me that as long as I honed my skills, I'd be able to deal with any situation. Seems I've still got honing to do.
Before the payment due date arrives, I'm going to teach you two how to fight. With words. Follow me. We're going to see the president.
Miss Secretary said that you want to learn how to get the upper hand in an argument. Is that right?
Sim.
The president agreed to meet with you all later. But now is not the time. The president is aware of recent events and is willing to pass on some simple negotiation skills to you. Rule 1. Prepare your ace card in advance. Just as Cloud Knights ready their weapons before entering battle, you should have your ace card ready before you walk up to the negotiating table. I will present you with a few items, and you need to examine them carefully.
Ok. Uma encomenda?
This is the box that was opened earlier at the dock. The one containing the golden cloud toad. The name and contact information of the sender were deliberately crossed out, but records from the Heron Express show that the sender is Ah Feng.
Registro de receita e gastos.
The records show that a dock worker named Ah Feng recently received credit remitted by the IPC, spaced out over several installments.
Tá, já examinei tudo.
Rule 2. Play your ace card at the right time. These documents can only be truly effective when your opponent reveals a weak spot.
Ok.
How about this? I've prepared a little practice exercise for you. Mr. Afeng, over here, please.
What exactly does the president have up their sleeve?
I don't know anything. I don't have anything to say.
Examine cada depoimento folhando para a esquerda ou direita. Use as questões para descobrir possíveis detalhes escondidos por trás do depoimento. E apresente as evidências. E mais uma interrogação. Aí sim, é disso que eu gosto.
My name's Afeng. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no knowledge of the presence of an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me. I'm a dock worker after all. How could I conspire with the IPC?
Ele tava agindo estranho e na defensiva. Tem alguma coisa estranha com o jeito que ele tá falando. Continue perguntando.
I didn't see any boxes. Only the golden cloud toad.
Tá.
If goods need to be inspected, we remove the packaging ahead of time. You wouldn't want to do all that work yourself, would you?
Tá, vamos perguntar aqui também.
Why do you emphasize that this matter has nothing to do with you?
I just want to avoid any misunderstanding. In case anyone has it in their head that I intentionally misplaced an item.
I sense a hole in his logic.
Aham. Tá, aqui eu acho que é o registro da CPI, né? Vamos ver.
Take a look at this.
Oh! A olhadinha. Legal.
You receive payments from the IPC, and in exchange, you sabotage the shipping operations at the dock.
Ih! Debate bem sucedido. Ué, era só isso?
É só isso.
All right, enough already. The IPC was worried that the lease for the dock would be paid off, so they had me move some things around. Is that so terrible? Is letting the IPC take over management of Aurum Alley such a bad thing? Besides, what's it to you if I make some extra money?
Mr. Afeng, our goal at the Merchant Guild is to help make Aurum Alley a better place for everyone. Why would you work against that?
Ele é um conspirador safado, é isso.
Keep your heads in the sand if you like. But it's only a matter of time before Aurum Alley becomes another warehouse for the IPC.
Na verdade eu também tô com a CPI, acho que não, né? Bom, os negócios eles estão crescendo, né?
Even if you pay back the debt, where are you gonna get enough money to win the bid for Aurum Alley?
It seems that the truth has come out. Here is Mr. Afeng's testimony. It may come in useful later.
The payment for the dock is ready now. If you're ready for the next round of negotiations, come and see me at the dock.
Right.
Okay.
That guy's gonna be sorry for everything he's done. Time we got a public apology.
O que acontecer com o cara? Não vai prender ele ou algo do tipo por conspirar com a CPI? Não entendi. Oi, moça.
The IPC representative has arrived, and I've called for Miss Siquei from the Skyfaring Commission to act as a notary.
Beleza, vamos lá então.
Remember, this is a war of words. Over to you.
Before we start, let's review the documents we have.
Tá, o testemunho.
Testimony of dock worker Afeng, who has admitted to disrupting the normal operations of the dock in exchange for payments from the IPC.
O contrato.
When the Aurum Alley dock went up for public bid, the IPC won the bid using its interstellar trade resources and extensive capital. Then, the IPC leased the dock out to the Aurum Alley Merchant Guild for management and operations. This contract can prove that the Merchant Guild has legitimate rights to operate the dock.
É o pagamento.
We reached the required amount by the repayment date. This is the basis for our right to continue negotiations, and is a testament to the business viability of Aurum Alley.
Ok.
Let's go. The notary from the Skyfaring Commission is already waiting for us.
Dá uma rushada bem.
On behalf
Bem
of the
rushada.
Skyfaring Commission, I am here to preside over the leasing dispute between the IPC and the Aurum Alley Merchant Guild.
Is there anything left to dispute? I'll cut to the chase. The Merchant Guild should have removed itself from Aurum Alley a long time ago.
Couldn't the IPC choose a sane person to represent them?
Huh? Say that a little louder. I can't quite hear you.
I said the IPC should send someone else!
Goodness, there's no need to shout, little Miss Feisty. My ears are ringing. You should be saving your voice for your public apology. As the representative of the IPC, my presence in this negotiation is legal, reasonable, and sensible. Who do you plan on sending to the battlefield? A random Cloud Knight? That cowardly president who's afraid to even show their face?
Caraca, o cara tá xingando todo mundo, velho. Olha que
Or how
babaca.
about that kid who got dragged into this fiasco at the last minute, walking around like he owes someone 50 credits?
Com cara de quem deve um chafiado na mercearia? Ah, não.
Ai, seu canalha, vagabundo, bandido salafrário.
Me chamou de devedor, aí é foda.
Enough, Representative Scott. Please state the IPC's side of the case.
Ah, não, agora eu tô motivado, vambora.
The IPC specially leased operations of the dock to Aurum Alley Merchant Guild in the hopes of seeking common interest and development.
Tá.
Why couldn't the IPC operate the dock from the beginning?
Oh, are you implying that the IPC was setting a trap for the Merchant Guild?
Sim.
You're saying the IPC leased the dock to the Merchant Guild, who mismanaged it, in order to destroy the Merchant Guild's credibility?
That was definitely your plan all along.
Ah, so you admit the Merchant Guild mismanaged the dock?
This guy!
The IPC specially leased operations up with the Merchant Guild refused to cooperate with the major shops in Aurum Alley, and the once prosperous dock is now desolate.
The Merchant Guild has never refused to work with any shops in Aurum Alley.
Never refused? Then let me ask you, how many shops are currently in your logistics network?
Ih, moço, eu acho que é só uma ou duas.
There will be a lot more later.
Later? How much later? For the Xianzhou, does later mean 500 years? Can the shop owners here wait that long?
10 years, 20 years. What should I say? Is 20 about right?
For the Merchant Guild, the inefficient shipping and low volume of transactions at the Aurum Alley dock, which does not create any value at all, are clear evidence of poor management.
Tá.
The dock has improved shipping efficiency, and transaction volume is increasing.
You guys didn't think that this transaction volume would be enough, did you? The shopkeepers in Aurum Alley aren't here to play house with you. We're all trying to turn a profit. The inefficient shipping and coupled with the Merchant Guild's inability to pay the rent, we believe the guild should voluntarily relinquish operating rights to the dock and pay additional compensation.
Aqui, acho que aqui já tá a primeira coisa, né?
What makes you think we can't afford to pay the lease?
If you have the necessary funds, prove it.
Prova? Então acho que é isso aqui, né? O aluguel.
We've already paid back the lease.
These are the funds from Aurum Alley Merchant Guild. The guild has turned a profit and is able to pay back what it owes.
What? You already paid back the lease? How?
The documentation provided by Aurum Alley Merchant Guild is true and credible. And according to the lease contract between the two parties, the Merchant Guild still holds the rights to operate the dock. Next order of business. The Merchant Guild has accused Representative Scott of secretly sabotaging dock operations. Do you have anything to say about that?
Sim, temos.
Don't be so slanderous. Why would I stoop so low? What do the frequent accidents at this dock have to do with me?
How did you know about the frequent accidents at the dock?
I use the shipping services too, you know. Do you have any idea how often my packages are damaged in transit?
Don't feign ignorance. Isn't that all by your own design?
Não sei se é pra apresentar prova aqui, mas acho que não, né?
I'm not even involved in shipping operations.
Aqui, ó, aqui, ó,
How could I possibly buy off a dock worker? The absurdity!
Is it possible that you paid off a dock worker to do your bidding?
The empty rhetoric! Let's see some evidence!
Ué, pergunta é essa. Claro que a gente tem aqui, ó. Testemunho do operário. Aqui, ó. Tome.
We have the testimony of Afang.
This testimony is concrete proof that you instructed him to sabotage shipments.
What? That little... Aren't the Xianzhou people always preaching about righteousness? Oh, I gave him all that money, and he sold me out in a heartbeat! Darn it!
Debate bem sucedido. É isso. O bem venceu mais uma vez.
If the evidence presented is true, Mr. Scott, then this constitutes improper business practices, and the Skyfaring Commission will conduct a follow-up investigation.
How did this happen? How did the plan go awry?
Don't forget about our bet. You have to apologize in front of everyone.
Ih, vai ter que pedir desculpa, hein?
What? Why should I apologize?
Because you use dirty tricks to trample all over the honest work of others. An apology alone won't be enough to fix the damage. If it were, I'd make you do it 1,000 times over. Consider yourself lucky it's just the once.
I hereby apologize to Aurum Alley.
Ah, mas que desculpa de merda, hein? É, fala mais alto, pô. Não consigo ouvir não, hein?
Hurry up.
I apologize to all the people of Aurum Alley. I'm a raving idiot howling into the wind.
Vou meter essa, na moral. Acho que eu não ouvi nenhum latido, hein?
Is that really necessary?
Precisa, pô.
Make him bark.
Precisa.
That's right.
E imita um cachorro aí pra gente, moço.
Enough.
Podia, né?
Woof, 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 woof.
E fez mesmo, nice, legal.
Woof, woof. Au.
É isso, seja humilhado, desgraçado.
What a clown show. This arbitration is hereby resolved.
É comédia, pô, é pra rir.
Que coisa absurda.
Thanks to all of you, we managed to pull through the dock's debt crisis.
Eu não tô acreditando que isso rolou mesmo não, velho. Foi uma jornada difícil.
Worth every step. We should take advantage of the momentum to upgrade the Aurum Alley dock and increase its transaction volume. I'm preparing to upgrade inventory and logistics planning. The previously idle dock is now ready for use, so come see me when you have time. The dock crisis is over for now, but the rejuvenation of Aurum Alley has just begun.
Tá, vamos arrecadar uns fundos aqui, vai. Quanto que eu preciso? Ah, tá. Achei que tinha outro limite, mas não, esse aqui era só pra pagar a dívida, né? Tá, vamos aqui fazer os pedidos rapidão, vai. Depois que eu rushei esses pedidos que eu tinha pra fazer ali no cais, eu fui dar uma volta no mapa pra ver se achava baús ou livrinhos pra pegar e dar uma leitura depois. E eu encontrei aquelas aves que carregam um pacote, sabe? Que você, aqui no caso, vai ter que consertar elas ou ajudar elas a chegarem na direção de alguma loja, tipo, vai pra direita, vai pra esquerda, dependendo de onde ficar a loja. Aí quando você ajuda elas, elas vão te dar uma moedinha pra continuar subindo naquele rank. E também elas vão dar algum tipo de bônus, eu não sei explicar isso direito, mas é tipo um bônus naquela parte de traçar a rota da loja até o cais pra fazer a entrega da mercadoria. Então, aí esses bichos eles vão te dando um tipo de bônus que se você passa por aquele quadradinho, você não desce o número com tanta facilidade. É alguma coisa mais ou menos isso. Faz tanto tempo que agora eu já realmente não lembro, mas é isso.
I heard from Shikue that it was you who became a business advisor and assisted Aurum Alley Merchant Guild in their dispute with the IPC. How versatile. Is there anything you can't do?
Uma coisa que eu não consiga fazer, vixe. Pra começo de conversa eu não sei pular.
I'm not very good at that either. The president is still a hero to Aurum Alley. He helped it achieve prosperity.
Tá, isso foi muito engraçado, não sei porquê.
I've seen the IPC's approach. They prioritize efficiency and a standard uniform business model across the galaxy. I warned them that their business model wouldn't work on the Xianzhou without adjustments. But the Merchant Guild's overly traditional mindset is a different obstacle. Let me put it bluntly. Aurum Alley Merchant Guild has no chance of succeeding today.
Acho que nenhum dos dois é ideal, mas tem que ser um deles, né?
And yet, all of you now represent a third choice, different from both the Merchant Guild and the IPC. My advice to you is to visit the shopkeeper, Mr. Xiao. He is the one who proposed the reorganization of the Merchant
Caraca, o Xiao tá aqui, velho?
If you can get his support, you will definitely receive support from the other merchants.
Xiao cansou de ser adepto e veio ser lojista aqui, velho. Caraca.
Thank you, Madam Yukong.
I have business to attend to in the Palace of Astrum. The rest is up to you. Convince the old shopkeeper, and you may just become the new heroes of Aurum Alley.
Ok, muito obrigado, moça. Adicionei a Madame Yukong, um grupo. Chegou o mod. Não se preocupe, eu não costumo ficar olhando os grupos. Lembre-se de ir ao equipamento artístico. Sim, senhora. Esse não é um grupo de trabalho, não precisam ser tão formais. Um grupinho de zap.
2000 anos depois.
I have something to tell you. We achieved our revenue goal for this quarter. The Merchant Guild promises that the funds will be used for the overall repair and upgrade of the dock, which means we won't.
Beleza, fechar a segunda parte? Acho que sim, né? Tá, terceira parte da missão.
You and Su Shang for your long hours of work. The Merchant Guild has ordered some gourmet snacks from Tall Auntie.
Tá, vamos até a barraca pegar lanchinho. Nossa, pior que isso aqui tem 4 partes, velho. Será que eu consigo fazer isso rapidão, bicho? Tá, grupo do Zap. O presidente me pediu para planejar uma reunião pública. Para ajudar a derrotar o velho presidente, eu preparei uma coisinha. Onde a gente vai se encontrar? Ô, mestrezinho, você é tão confiável. A gente vai se encontrar na doca. A Madame o Kong também vai. Eu não vou escolher um lado. Façam o seu melhor. Vamos conseguir conquistar o presidente. Mas assim, o presidente com certeza vai aparecer hoje, né? Deveria. Ótimo, eu quero ver isso.
Right on time. Xiao Han is about to share his strategy for the upcoming hearing.
The president likes to quote past experiences and data. We can do that too.
The president and Madame Yukong are here. Ready?
Bora.
Let's do. Before we start, let's review the documents we have.
Deixa pra lá, eu leio depois.
Passou de 2 linhas. Eu não leio.
I will be hosting this hearing on behalf of the Skyfaring Commission. Ming-Shi, are your people all present?
We're all here, but where's the president?
I'm right here.
Sabia que era essa coisa, velho. Na moral, velho.
You're the president?
That is correct. I know my appearance is a little unsettling. If the hearing weren't of vital importance to the future of Aurum Alley, I wouldn't attend in person. Still, I didn't expect a reaction like this. Are you so afraid to converse with a piece of metal?
Tô mais surpreso do que com medo.
Surprised that there's an Arumaton in Aurum Alley?
Let me remind everyone that we are at a hearing. Mr. President, please share with us your vision for Aurum Alley.
Caraca, colocaram robô de presidente no bagulho.
I can tell that the opposing side is eager to see Aurum Alley thrive. Your passion resonates with me. The IPC plans to turn the alley into a logistics hub. You are practically thinking the same.
Our proposal is different from the IPC's.
That's right. The IPC will close down artistry hardware if they take over. We would never do that. We protect businesses. The IPC sacrifices them for their own gain.
Protect? Sacrifice? I find that humans rarely understand these concepts correctly. The outcome is what truly matters. Once the alley is turned into a logistics hub, shops like Artistry Hardware will be able to sustain themselves, regardless of what the IPC does.
He is convinced that the IPC and us are the same.
Eu ia falar isso agora.
The IPC plans to... The reality is, overdevelopment can only adversely impact customer experience, making the alley less appealing.
Do you have data to support your statements?
Historical data has proved my point. It is the reality, not rhetoric, that matters.
Retórica, né?
I sense a hole in his logic.
The reality is, overdevelopment can only adversely impact customer experience, making the alley less appealing.
Isso aqui.
Take a look at this.
What am I looking at? Please don't waste our time. The reality is...
There are actually more customers coming to the alley.
This record reflects the change in Artistry Hardware's turnover and the increase in customers since it partnered with the dock.
The shop does better than it used to. Impossible. You must be bluffing.
You know Ming-Shi better than I do. Would she deceive you with fake data?
The sample size is too small. I'm not convinced.
If I were you, Mr. President, I would think of ways to translate the success of that one sample into something that can benefit everyone. A guild that doesn't proactively help businesses has no reason to exist.
You have not witnessed what I have seen, and so you fail to understand my insistence.
Então me fala o que você viu aí, velho.
You can't just rely on your age and experience.
There are many things that only time can tell, young one. You have not witnessed what I have seen. The old Aurum Alley achieved a commercial miracle that has not yet been replicated. It did so by following my way of doing things.
Are you suggesting that the alley is a shadow of its former self?
That is correct. The number of customers visiting the shops was 10 times what it is today. The alley was alive and was credited as the best night market on the Lafu. Things were better in the old days. Of that, I am certain.
I sense a hole in his logic.
Isso aqui?
You've been looking at the past through rose-tinted glasses.
In the golden era you described, the old Aurum Alley had a trading volume similar to today.
You included the delivery side cranes in your math.
We did. So what?
You can't draw simple parallels between then and now using absolute numbers. The trading volume you mentioned may not look impressive today.
Cara chato, velho, na
but it
moral.
was huge relative to. I see what you are saying. While criticizing you for making flawed comparisons, I myself also made the mistake of believing that what worked in the past could be copied to serve the present.
Mr. President, the way I see it, you shouldn't regard the alley as a souvenir from the past. Aurum Alley should embrace change, as its residents do.
It seems we have reached an agreement. The hearing concludes here.
Ok. GG.
First challenging an IPC rep and now winning over the president of the guild? You're pretty good.
Eu tive sorte.
The materials that Mingxi and Xiaohan provided were super useful.
Knowing the president, I think he's now ready to entrust you with the future of the alley.
Ele não tava contra nós de verdade, né?
The president commands the trust of many reputable shops in the alley. Their support for him was likely to be a big obstacle to your rejuvenation project. His invitation to debate this matter publicly was a chance for the more difficult business owners to hear from you directly.
Ele realmente é bem sábio.
I almost feel bad for him. Aurum Alley's enemy should be the IPC, not the president.
What if the IPC isn't an enemy?
A CPI desistiu da licitação?
Of course not. We'll win the operating rights to Aurum Alley fair and square.
You're with the IPC?
Xiao Han is the IPC's operation rep in Exalting Sanctum.
You snake!
Seu traidor. Só a cobra filha de uma. Tô decepcionado, mas não surpreso.
My original plan only involved helping you overthrow the current president. But as we progressed, I saw there was more common ground than I'd anticipated. Since we all agree that the dock is vital to Aurum Alley's development, why not take things further and turn the alley into a full-blown logistics hub? Imagine cargo ships from all corners of the galaxy, docking and departing. This place will be transformed into a renowned commercial port, instead of another run-of-the-mill market.
Tô curioso.
When the IPC wins the bidding, I'm sure we can continue to work together for a brand new Aurum Alley.
Hey, not so fast. It's still anyone's game.
Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. In that case, keep up the good work. I'll see you at the negotiation table.
Mais mensagem no zap. Por mais que eu queira passar um tempo com vocês, preciso me retirar desse grupo para evitar controvérsias. Então, por favor, adeus. Ainda que vocês tenham opiniões diferentes, seus objetivos são os mesmos. Portanto, vocês deveriam iniciar um debate para ter a chance de complementar suas próprias perspectivas dos pontos de vista de cada um. Uma perspectiva de mente aberta é mais valiosa do que qualquer outro ponto de vista. Ok. Tá, vamos fazer mais grana.
IPC sales reps are telling the shops to stay open for at least 8 hours a day.
Ai, para de falar, moço.
Some time ago, I asked Sushang to have a chat with Yin Sui to see if we could secure Spices Supreme as the next client for the dock. I've heard Sushang has made some progress. She could use some extra hands. Would you mind helping her out?
Bora, pode deixar
Thanks
comigo.
so much. I would have helped her myself, but I've been drowning in paperwork in preparation for the bidding. Su Shang is waiting for you at Spices Supreme. Go find her when you have the time.
Tá, moça, vambora. Bora.
Su Shang told me all about what you did to help the shops in the alley. Very impressive.
Muito obrigado.
I wish Spices Supreme would step up their game, though. It'd be a dream come true if I could order takeout from the Alchemy Commission.
Ah, eles não fazem pra viagem?
Unbelievable, right? The food is so good. Chef Yan Sui used to be on the president's side. After she heard about Mingxi's plans, she decided to cooperate with the doc. It's a good opportunity.
There's finally hope for Spices Supreme takeout!
Not only that, putting Spices Supreme on the map would increase interest in the alley as a whole. To get us started, I've proposed a crossover between the Merchant Guild and Spices Supreme. Buy a meal box and get a visiograph of Bailu.
Não sei não, hein?
What? You think I'm not popular enough?
Eu acho que a demanda alta pode acabar te sobrecarregando.
You have a point. Also, I'm not sure it's a good idea for the High Elder of the Vidyadhara to appear on takeout boxes.
Yansui has agreed to offer you free meals throughout the crossover.
Sign me up!
Vai concordar.
Let's go talk to Yansui.
Falou de comida de graça, opa. Quem não vai recusar comida de graça, né?
Now, would you mind giving me the lowdown on this crossover event?
In short, Spices Supreme will release a series of crossover meal deals. Customers get Aurum Alley shopping coupons when they place an order. And, in addition to the coupons, you can get a visiograph of Bailu, our alley ambassador.
Embaixadora do Beco? Como assim?
We need someone famous for branding. Lady Bailu is the High Elder of the Vidyadhara, and also the most sought-after doctor in the Alchemy Commission. If she can be our ambassador, we'll have queues for miles.
Wow, that's a lot of information. I haven't wrapped my head around it, but I'm sure you'll do a good job.
Ha! Leave it to me! About these visiographs, what do you need me to do?
Let's shoot 3 theme sets. Bailu at the alley entrance, Bailu and Sight Cranes, and the last one should be...
Bailu e os amigos.
Maybe Bailu and Friends?
As duas últimas parecem meio aleatórias.
As long as Bailu is in the pictures, we should be fine.
Então tá, né?
Let's go, folks!
Ah, cara, tá de sacanagem. Ai.
We need a slogan to go with the picture. I wish I'd read more books. Any ideas?
Reporte de todas as crianças perdidas à comissão de manutenção. A verdade chocante por trás da fuga de Bailu.
Let's leave the slogan to Mingxi. We should head to the next location.
Não sou bom para slogan não, moça. Deixa quieto. Bailu e as avezinhas.
Have another slogan for this one.
Aves juntas de uma embarcação de penas, sei lá.
Sounds like I'm not needed here.
Let's leave the slogan to Mingxi. We should head to the next location.
Bailu e amigos,
Cheese!
O que é isso aqui, cara?
Come on, I need another slogan.
Mas você odiou todos que eu criei, pô.
Last one, please.
Sei lá, boas-vindas ao Beco Aurum.
One slogan to rule them all.
I'll ask Mingxi for some more ideas later. Let's go back to Yansui's place.
Não gostou de nenhum, por que eu falei o slogan desse negócio, velho? Não adiantou nada.
A senhora pra mim é uma vadia.
Yansui has just told me to go ahead with the partnership.
Bailu can finally have her takeout.
That's the only good news today.
Nossa, vou fazer o planejamento bem qualquer coisa, depois eu arrumo.
If we want to start making takeout, we're gonna need more hands in the kitchen. Mingxi, how likely is it that the guild will win the bid? I'm trying to work out what the future holds for Spices Supreme.
I can't say for certain, but with you on board, our chances have greatly increased.
I'm glad to hear it. Dragon Lady, why don't you drop by the restaurant? I'll make you some smoked patty.
Thanks. I'm starving.
E olha lá. O cara atravessando aqui o chão, velho. Ah, você acha que eu não percebi, jogo? Antes das ofertas começarem, tem uma coisa que o presidente quer nos falar. Porque isso parece ser uma situação de chefão final. Ainda é cedo demais pra isso. Espera até a gente ganhar. Depósito de antiguidades, te vejo lá. Beleza. Vou bem na maciota. Ah, cara, a tradução desse jogo é incrível, né, velho?
Mr. President, they've arrived.
You'll forgive me for not shaking hands.
Ah, cara, tá todo mundo fazendo piada ultimamente, aí é complicado, né? Beleza.
I must admit I didn't expect much when Ming-Chi first brought you to me. I thought you were just another group of strangers who meant well, but wouldn't make a difference. To my disbelief, not only did you manage the lease, but you stayed to convince others, including me, that our cause is one that is worth fighting for. Even now, it's hard for me to imagine how you are going to win the bidding. As slim a chance as we have, there is still hope.
Leave it to me.
Go, and may good tidings come with you.
Never struck me that someone as humble and kind as Xiao Han would work together with the likes of Scott.
Before I met Xiao Han, I always imagined everyone at the IPC would be like Scott, overbearing and dodgy. Now I understand. The IPC has many faces.
Palace of Astrum is up ahead. Ready?
Sim.
Let's do this. Before we place our bid, let's go over our key points again.
Eu vou pegar pra ler isso aqui, mas eu vou cortar do vídeo, então deixa quieto.
On behalf of the Skyfaring Commission, I am invited to host the public bidding of the Aurum Alley Commercial District. With members of all parties present, the proceedings may begin. I hereby ask all parties to submit your support documents for evaluation. The documents should include scope of business, ratio of contributions, and registered capital.
Tá, ela basicamente quer o projeto de renovação que a gente fez no beco, né? Então tome.
Representatives of all parties, please be ready to brief the review committee on your business plans. By personal request of the committee, a discussion session will be added to allow all participants to raise and answer questions.
Então o debate não costuma ser uma licitação pública, necessariamente?
No. Usually you just submit your bid and wait for the result. But Madame Yukong wants us to have a proper debate to better understand each other's points.
Ok.
Xiao Han, whenever you are ready, tell us about your plan for Aurum Alley.
Lá vai mais uma sessão de debate.
Members of Aurum Alley Merchant Guild, I hope you're all keeping well.
Ok.
By utilizing the dock, the guild managed to repay outstanding rents and also raised sufficient funding to stand at the bidding. That just goes to show how vital the dock is. The IPC seeks to unleash the full potential of the dock, taking full advantage of its role as a logistics center, thus transforming Aurum Alley into one of the most advanced commercial ports in the galaxy.
How are interastral cargo ships supposed to dock? There isn't enough room.
To address this, most of the shops will need to be relocated. The IPC will redesign the layout of the whole area to make sure ships can move in and out smoothly. We expect at least the same trading volume as Cloudford. Rest assured, all the shops that need relocating will receive generous compensation from the IPC. The package we prepared will make everyone happy.
Classic IPC.
Mais uma CPzice.
The IPC seeks to unleash the full potential of the dock, taking full
Tá,
advantage.
próximo.
Honorable ladies and gentlemen, is the rejuvenation that everyone has been hoping for.
Embora as considerações possam ter certa validade, com base no que você testemunhou, você sabe que as palavras dele são problemáticas. Então seria a última coisa.
How can you be sure that everyone's vision aligns with yours?
I was using a figure of speech, but our vision of rejuvenation will benefit the majority.
Shouldn't you gather people's opinions first?
Do we have any proof?
Tá, era esse último diálogo aqui mesmo. Achei que podia ser os dois lá do começo, mas realmente não era não. Aqui ó, pesquisa de opinião.
The shops think otherwise.
According to the poll we conducted earlier with business owners,
Porque toda vez tem que fazer essa
most
pose.
of them have already partnered with the Merchant Guild
Virou
and
esse
wish to
Antônio agora o
preserve their
bagulho.
current business model. Artistry Hardware is among the shops that registered this answer.
Father has never been the shrewdest when it comes to business matters. I'm afraid his opinions don't constitute the most valuable insights. In agreeing with your approach, those shops may risk missing the bigger picture and opportunities for future growth.
Então você acha que os lojistas não sabem o que é melhor para eles, né? Isso faz sentido.
Mingxi, please share with us what the guild has in mind.
As Xiaohan mentioned, the IPC sees the dock as the most valuable asset the alley has to offer. But for us, the local shops are what makes the alley special. The guild serves the sole purpose of helping local businesses. We will help the alley reclaim the title of the best night market on the Luofu.
Best night market on the Luofu? With the IPC's funding pouring in, hundreds of commercial centers will sprout. Why would people come to Aurum Alley when they have so many other options? Nobody cares about that title anymore.
É aí que você se engana.
Say what you want, but we care.
What makes you so determined to hold on to this idea of a food street? Why can't the revival of the alley take on other forms?
Because people want it to retain its food street. We have proof of that.
A prova seria essa.
Take a look at this.
É, não é não, deixa quieto. Aqui, ó, é esse aqui. Eu cliquei errado, foi mal.
When people think of Aurum Alley, they think about its food. The two notions can't be separated.
We organized a crossover between the Merchant Guild and Spices Supreme. By sending out coupons and gifts, we attracted twice as many customers as we normally would. This shows that food is still a big reason why people visit the alley.
A identidade do Beco como polo gastronômico é o que torna ele tão competitivo.
The revival you envision involves throwing pots of money into building a port.
É bem isso mesmo.
Forcing away most local businesses.
Calma aí, deixa eu terminar de falar.
The very identity of the alley?
Os caras que é basicamente tipo, pô meu, eu vou chutar todo mundo aqui embora, meu, e eu vou pegar esse lugar aqui, todo bonito e gastronômico, meu, vou transformar num porto, meu.
É isso aí, meu.
É tipo isso que esse aí quer fazer.
That concludes our discussion. We will inform all participants of the result when a decision has been made. Thank you all for coming.
É isso. Engraçado, né? Agora foi para pensar, tipo, o Genshin começou a desenvolver negócio de debate, tipo, debate entre aspas lá em Sumero, né? Que a gente tinha as opções ali para fazer associação de ideia e tal. É agora em Fontaine que veio esse negócio. E eu sinto que no starrail esse negócio ele tá tão mais clean, mais leve, saca? Mais interativo. Não sei se é porque o protagonista fala, né? O que é importante, né? A droga do protagonista falar, né? Coisa que não acontece no Genshin. O Genshin é basicamente você tem um bicho, um gnomo voador falando por você a toda hora. E essa praga tem mais de 300 diálogos a cada versão. É como se fosse uma biblioteca de falar.
It would appear the time he spent outside the Xianzhou really did make him a better person.
É como se fosse literalmente uma biblioteca ambulante, só que obviamente não fala coisa inteligente, né? É basicamente isso, o resumo da Paimon. Eu até gosto em alguns certos momentos, algumas piadas que ela faz, mas nossa, a maior parte do tempo enche o saco, cara. E em Inazuma a partir de Inazuma eles começaram a perder a mão com ela, velho. Então assim, né? A gente muda com o tempo, né?
It really got me thinking. Even though it seems like we're doing the right thing, will we still think so 10 years from now? Sorry. You don't have to listen to me daydreaming. I'll head back to the dock for now.
Oi, moça.
Do you think the guild won the bid?
Nós somos os protagonistas, velho.
Sure feels like it sometimes. Anyway, no point in standing around here worrying. I'm heading back to the alley. Talk to you soon.
Adicionei o Jovem Mestre de novo. Olá! Saiu o resultado da licitação. Recebi notícias, a gente conseguiu. E a guilda vai continuar gerenciando o distrito. Você podia ter falado tudo isso antes de me adicionar no grupo. A gente perdeu pra vocês. Agradeço a Madame Kong. Esse é o resultado do painel. Eu não tava envolvida. Não fica tristezinho, mestre. Mais uma coisa, a agência da CPI vai se juntar à guilda como vendedora. Como assim? Nesse caso não significa que o Xianzan também faz parte da guilda? Como gerente, eu já tenho planos para estabelecer conexões com a comunidade. No futuro, eu gentilmente requisito a sua ajuda para trabalhar em conjunto. Diferente. E Su Shang, vocês podem vir até a doca? Tem uma coisa pra contar pra vocês. Beleza. Então acabou que a CPI vai meio que virar colaboradora agora, né? Já que os caras não ganharam. Tipo, se eles não conseguiram ganhar, então acho que a lógica mesmo seria tipo, então, já que a gente não ganhou, né? Vamos entrar aqui nesse meio de uma forma mais justa.
I'm the one who dragged you into all this. I must thank you again.
Imagina, moço.
Thank you for everything you've done for the guild and the alley.
Você é muito gentil.
Yeah, all in a day's work.
You two have done a lot to help us. You deserve every bit of praise. Now that I've finally got some free time, I'm starting to reflect on the choices I made. And the president and Xiao Han had different perspectives because they came from different backgrounds. And I can't help but feel the decisions I made were somewhat restricted by my own background.
The same can be said for all of us.
Justo.
If that's true, the only way to get a wider perspective is to leave my comfort zone and look outward. The answer to reviving Aurum Alley isn't necessarily within the alley itself. And that's why I secured an internship opportunity at Pier Point with the help of Xiao Han. Once I wrap up here, I'll be on my way.
Pier Point? E quem vai cuidar do beco?
I plan to entrust the alley to you two. If you ever need any help, just ask the president.
That's right. If you wish to continue with the inventory or logistics planning, come and find me.
Eita, eu não tinha te visto aí.
I hope I can come back with new insights. Bye for now. I'll see you when I get back.
Ok. Você tem algo pra falar, moça?
Guess we can say that's it for today's episode. Be eager to help those in need and do one good deed a day. I like to practice what I preach, but I never thought we'd accomplish so much.
É verdade, né? Isso graças a Bailu, né, basicamente.
I don't blame her. I got excited when I heard people arguing at the dock, and the rest is history. It feels surreal that everything worked out for the alley.
É bem doido.
Sure, there were clashes and distrust, but virtually everyone was acting in the best interest of the alley. If that hadn't been the case, the whole thing would have fallen apart. I say virtually because of Scott, of course. Lucky for us, he wasn't as smart as I thought he was.
Ele não era tão inteligente, é verdade, né? O mundo gira e vacilão roda.
Exactly. Madame Yukong would never allow malicious competition. If we hadn't taught Scott a lesson, the
Eu me
Sky Faring
divirto,
Commission would have
assim,
done so
acho que já
anyway.
ficou bem claro, né? Mas eu me divirto muito lendo esses diálogos engraçados. Ai, ai.
Taking all that into account, did we get lucky? Or was Aurum Alley always destined to pull through?
Foi tudo graças à minha mente literária.
Agreed. I guess the love and care for the alley brought everyone together.
Perfeito.
Monologues aside, there's still plenty of work to do to get the alley back on track. The doc still needs your help. Let me know if you run into trouble again. I'll be there. Talk to you later.
E é isso, pessoal, terminamos enfim o vídeo do Beco Aurum. Bom, esse negócio demorou muito pra sair porque, bom, foi uma mistura de preguiça. A maior parte da culpa foi por causa da preguiça de editar tantas horas de conteúdo. E em janeiro, na primeira semana de janeiro eu tive alguns problemas com o meu computador, que eu tive que levar ele lá pra consertar e tal. Isso deu uma dor de cabeça do caramba. E, bom, resolveu, tá tudo bonitinho, pelo menos por enquanto. E aí em janeiro eu fui seguindo fazendo outras coisas e só deixando isso pra lá. Aí chegou em fevereiro, eu consegui um trabalho, tô trabalhando desde então meu tempo pra ficar em casa, gravar as coisas ou editar tá bem curto, mas tá aqui o vídeo. E bom, falando sobre esse evento do Beco Aurum em si, eu achei ele bem melhor do que o evento lá do museu. Porque o do museu foi basicamente a gente só andando de um lado pro outro, caçando coisa aqui pra lá e tal. Por mais que teve uma historiazinha também, né, igual esse evento de agora, eu sei lá, eu achei ele mais entediante e arrastado, sabe, por algum motivo. E esse do Beco Aurum ele teve uma dinâmica bem melhor, na minha opinião. Não só por causa dos negócios de empacotar as entregas lá naquelas barcas, fazer as rotas dos pássaros e os diálogos, a historinha até que foi um pouco melhor também. Eu daria uma nota 8.5 para esse evento talvez, e o do museu talvez um 6, eu acho. E bom, agora a gente só tem mais 2 eventos desse assim grandes com história para fazer, né, que é o Guerras Asterion e o Fantasmas do Xianzhou. Eu vou demorar um pouco para trazer eles também, mas vão estar vindo aí também, né? Mas é isso. Esse foi o vídeo, muito obrigado por assistir até agora, deixa o like, se inscreva no canal e a gente se vê numa próxima.